the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show with Billy the Kid and Scott Tang.
Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show!
It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah? It's the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah!
What's going on? I'm Scott.
And I'm Bill.
And this is
the Bill and Scott Cubicle Show.
Epi number 109. Wow, dude.
It's the way it's weird.
Who would have thought that we'd be all the way here?
The passage of time is a fascinating thing.
So we got a lot to come up today on the show where we got a very stay woke moment for you involving the big tobacco companies.
Ooh, this is when you're really going to want to hear an expose even.
Yes. We are going to keep you woke of wokeness. We got this crazy camel beauty contest that goes on, and the camels were disqualified. Thank you.
Scandal.
For crazy reasons.
It's a camel scandal.
Have Cardi B and Offset planned their wedding yet? And a whole bunch more coming up. But let's get into the Super Bowl, which is it's coming up really soon.
Oh, we did it!
We did it!
For Stay Woke Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay, but first, before we do that, Scott, you look pretty thirsty today.
Oh, can you grab me a cold one, please?
I sure can. I'm going to pull one right out of the Cubicle Show fridge.
Which is now on the ground. Thank you.
Because it was interfering with Jay Scott's radio signal while it was on the desk. Yeah. Look at that. I already cracked mine open.
He was more worried about hearing his radio station than he was worried about our cold one staying cold.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend. Cheers, Jay. Vodka in the morning to get you going. All right, so the Super Bowl's coming up only, about 10 days or so away, whatever it would be by now. It's next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's the Eagles versus the Patriots. I do want to say one thing before we get into the Justin Timberlake talk and NSYNC talk. Alexa, if you go, hey, Alexa, who's going to win the Super Bowl? What's going to happen, Tall Sean?
Eagles.
Alexa says the Eagles?
Yeah.
Ah! Is there a scientific basis for that, or is she just an Eagles
fan?
She's
like, well, they've been...
Because their defense is so nasty.
Ooh. That's the truth right there. So that's a fun thing. If you got an Alexa at home, ask her who's going to win the Super Bowl. All right, so NSYNC, the rumor is that they're going to reunite at the Super Bowl this year. During the halftime show, Justin Timberlake is performing. A lot of people are like, oh, this is the moment that we've been waiting for. We're going to get this NSYNC reunion. But it doesn't really sound like that's going to happen. Or is this just a ploy?
Well, you see, excuse me, TMZ, they have one of their photographers shake down Joey Fatone, the fat one himself, former member of NSYNC. And what he said was, no. He says, not going to happen. And the reason why, he said, I'm here right now. In LA. If I was doing something, I'd be at rehearsals now, so there's your proof. Okay, that's fine. But how many times have people denied this kind of stuff just for the sake of keeping it a secret? I remember a few years ago, they denied that somebody was going to be performing at the Super Bowl, and then that somebody was. I can't remember the specifics of it anymore, but it happened. And also, I believe I've heard in the past that rehearsals for the Super Bowl halftime show don't start until 2 days or a day ahead of time. So, I don't know, Joey. That's not so much proof.
Also, how much rehearsal do you really need for a song?
Right.
It's not like they're going to, if NSYNC reunited at the Super Bowl, it's not like it's going to turn into the NSYNC show. You know, we may get 2-3 minutes of NSYNC, a nice little melody of a couple of their songs. How hard is it for you to remember your dance steps?
I don't know. It's been 20 years.
But they...
almost 2002. I guess it's been 14 years.
So
no, wait,
that's the way I look at it. I think that it's a real possibility. Also, I hear that Janet Jackson's definitely not happening.
Well,
but once again...
That is, again, coming from Joey Fatone. His reasoning on this is shaky, in my opinion. He's not an insider. He doesn't know for sure.
So a shaky guy got shook down.
He says the reason why Janet Jackson will not be there is because Justin Timberlake is not that kind of person. He's not controversial like that. Oh, I guess you mean only the first time around was he controversial like that. He's grown up a little bit since 2004 when he created one of the biggest controversies in Super Bowl history by ripping open Janet Jackson's clothes. Unless you really believe that was a wardrobe malfunction, in which case, my friend, you are too naive. If you think that wasn't planned, come on. even I knew back then, back before I started doing radio, there's a lot of fake stuff.
Yeah.
That was all planned. Okay, anybody with half a brain, and that kind of annoys me when I see people on Twitter getting all mad about how, I can't believe that Justin Timberlake never apologized to Janet Jackson for doing that to her. You kidding? You don't think she knew that was going to happen? Come on. You can read it in their faces. They were acting.
And if you didn't know,
congratulations, you played yourself.
You played yourself, in the words of the great DJ Khaled.
And now you know.
You know what other sound clip I want to get?
What's that?
When the great LeVar Ball said, stay in your lane.
Okay, I'm sure we can have stay in your lane topics.
We can have stay in your lane
let's
topics.
Work that up.
Just hilarious. And I say great LeVar Ball because for some reason when I say that, people think that I'm like 100% serious. That's a complete troll. Just so you know. Because more people than not come at me for saying the great LeVar Ball. Like, come on. Like, I respect the guy. He's doing things. He's making money. He's doing his own entrepreneur stuff. It's just not for me. All right, so the Chainsmoker guy.
This is my favorite story of the day.
And as we all know, the Chainsmokers are Bill's favorite band.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate him.
They listen to his morning show every single morning.
We have a sweeper that says that, so it must be true, right? Obviously, Janet Jackson was a wardrobe malfunction, right?
And they also did a custom part of the song because it's like, in the version they gave us, it says, 6 a.m. I'm on the radio. That's not how it goes in the song.
No.
So they actually made it for him.
Because they know that I go on air at 6.
Okay. Well, anyways, so the one dude that got caught cheating, I guess he's all upset and he feels sad.
That's what the headlines want you to believe, all right? But man, watching my finger go in the opposite direction of where it's actually going is super trippy.
How bizarre.
Especially because it's my left hand. I'm not sold. Basically, I watched the interview with him. Again, it was another TMZ photographer ambushes him on his way through the airport. But here's how it went down. All right, so they asked him how he felt in the wake of this cheating scandal, and he said he's miserable, and he's learned lessons that he needs to be a better person and take care of those who love you. But right before that, he said that she deserves the best. She deserves a better guy than him. All right. So when you open with that, I'm immediately suspicious. If you are confronted about something you did like cheating, and you don't immediately say, I made a mistake, I regret it, I'm sorry, that's a red flag right there. Just saying, she deserves better than me, what does that say? That says you're going to just keep doing the same stuff you've been doing. That's not taking responsibility for your actions at all. It's not owning up to the mistakes you made. It's just saying, I'm a bad person. She deserves better. Which to me says that all this is him saying, whew, I'm single. Now I get to do whatever I want. She deserves better. I'm coming for the random... Can I say thoughts?
Yes.
Say thoughts on the show?
Daddy think thoughts.
I don't know if we can say hoes, but we can say thoughts.
Hoes.
So, we can't say it on the radio, though, can we?
Yeah.
We can say
I
hoes.
believe you can.
They always bleep it.
Maybe like, it's not... I don't think you'll get in trouble by the FCC, but companies can be like, oh, we don't want you
We don't condone usage of that terminology.
Yeah, are you going to get fined? No.
Okay. I'm just saying, my point here is, if you think somebody deserves better, then what you do is
Hi, Jake.
you give them better. You don't just say, I'm bad, and then keep doing bad things. And in my experience with people who say, you deserve better, that just means, I just want to hop on every random sausage in the capital region that I can get my hands on. Because that's happened to me before.
Okay, here's my little breakdown of this. I don't know if I went into this the other day. After it came out that he cheated on his girl, she put out the post like, he didn't even say sorry.
And note that he didn't say he was sorry here either.
You know why he didn't say sorry? Because he's not sorry. He doesn't care at all. He's been trying to get out of this relationship for a while. He didn't want to look like the bad guy.
Which is funny because he
ended
cheated.
up looking like the bad guy in the long run when he should have just pushed it to the side. He pulled the wool over the eye?
I guess.
Is that the saying?
I think
Wool
he
over
thinks
the
he
eyes?
did that. He pulled the wool over her eyes, yeah.
He definitely did because
Or
she
maybe over
believed
the
that it
eyes
was
of the
real,
public,
and it
yeah.
really wasn't real. He had no intentions. Like, he got with her when the group first started because he was a regular schmegular guy making music in your basement or in your Brooklyn apartment or
Pushing
wherever
some
they're
buttons.
from, right?
Boop, I'm a
Regular
Chainsmokers.
schmegular.
Boop.
They didn't think that they were going to get the iHeart stimulus package and like put on every radio station in the country. He didn't think that was going to happen, and that's exactly what happened. They get flown out to LA. They get this residency. They start doing all this stuff. They become this big group. He only was with her when he was that. Then when he got this, he's like, oh, I'm a superstar. I'm a rock star. Didn't even say he could do what he wants because he's a rock star.
Yeah, he was like, there should be different guidelines for decency because I'm famous.
Like,
wow.
That's the type of person you're with.
So, yeah, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because breakups suck, but it's like, dude, come on. You were cheating. You got caught. Yeah. You knew this was a possibility. It seems like it was a setup anyway, so I don't really want to give you the benefit of the doubt. She deserves better. Yes, you're right, but I don't think you believe that.
Yeah, like,
that's just a line. You're just feeding the people a line. And one thing I will not tolerate is being fed a line.
Because
I'll spit those lines up because, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Damn, son.
Whew, I don't give them. If I give any of them.
I guess something else that's not given is wedding dates.
Oh!
Because
you got me shook.
As of right now, there is no wedding set for Cardi B and Offset at all.
Oh, surprise! Okay.
Do you have the info? Like,
I don't have the
here?
details. I mean, I remember what I read, but I didn't write it down.
All right, so Offset and Cardi B, they may be engaged. This is from
they are engaged.
The Rolling Stone and everything, I believe. Well, anyways, so Cardi suggested on social media that Offset had cheated on her, which we know. We've gone through that whole saga. Since then, she's gone and she's deleted a bunch of those tweets, right? After that happened, that's when the alleged sex tapes come out. And that
doesn't she rap about how they should sell their sex tape in that one song?
Mm-hmm. We should sell that porn.
Yeah,
she says. And then after that, I guess to show that it's real, Offset goes and gets Cardi B's name tattooed
on his neck, underneath a picture of Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls, which is my favorite.
So Cardi was just recently asked. Okay, so Offset was asked, I guess, about the wedding plans. And he says if they have any wedding plans yet, are they working on getting the wedding situated, moving forward with that whole process. He says, we ain't planning it right now. He also says, we chilling. We don't got time for that right now. When he was asked about what happened, and he refuses, he's like, it's my real life. So I guess he also is also confirming that the sex tapes and everything's real.
So I hadn't even thought of that.
Because when she was asked about what happened, he says it's my real life.
Also, so to kind of summarize that, they're not planning the wedding now because they're both too busy making money. But also in the same article, I don't know if you have this here, but he was kind of talking about the reasons why he wanted to marry Cardi B because he only met her like a year ago. And his whole thing was like, she's on her grind. She's come up from the streets. She's a gangster like me, and I respect all of this. It was all this like practical stuff, and that's great, having a successful, partner like that. But it didn't seem very sentimental. And to me, that's just like, well, that's probably why he cheats on her all the time. Because this is really more practical than affectionate. Yeah. That's kind of the idea that I got. It seems like she's in love with him, and he's like, well, you're useful.
Like, I feel bad for Cardi B. Like Cardi B, I honestly feel like she's getting used and getting played right in the public eye.
And she's just going along with it.
Yeah.
Because I think she's caught up in all the fame, and like, she blew up like freaking, she came out of nowhere. I mean, she's had this social media following for a while, but she has only been like mainstream relevant for like 3-4 months now.
And then she also said something along the lines, I'm only paraphrasing and stuff here, that it'd be like really hard to find somebody else to love and get engaged to.
Oh yeah,
like
right.
That.
What am I supposed to do? Go F another hombre? So
honestly, Cardi, I think you could do definitely better than Offset.
Oh yeah. Like Quavo.
That was such a stupid King Quavius.
I love that his real name is Quavius. He just shortened it. Quavo.
Quavius.
Yeah, that sounds like a Roman emperor. Yeah. Like Emperor Quavius. The second. Dang. They should use that imagery in a music video. If you see a music video with Quavo as a Roman emperor, he stole it from us. And we want royalties. Royalties.
So, Cardi, leave the situation, get going. There's plenty of guys out there that would love to be with you because
Because you're rich and famous.
Yes.
For the same reason. Offset wants to be with you.
But yeah, it would definitely be a good decision for you, Cardi, because you are getting played publicly, which is unfortunate. So can we talk about?
Is it camel time?
Yeah. Oh wait, real quick before we get into this camel time, I want to talk about this awesome segue I had yesterday on the radio. So
Okay.
it's like we're playing that new Cardi B song, and it's like Cardi in a hobby, Cardi in a body, Cardi in a flabby, Cardi in a body. And so I'm like, I rock, and during 5 o'clock mixtape, I'm like, oh, I rock. What was the name of the woman in that song? He's like, he looked at me because he's like, what? Like, he's like, Cardi B? And I was like, oh, okay. She said it like 50 million times in the song, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Well, speaking of strippers, Donald Trump stripper.
Oh, Stormy Daniels.
I just wanted to bring up Stormy
Daniels,
again, yeah, because it's just fun to bring her up right
America's official stripper, according to TMZ.
now. Okay, so let's talk about this camel situation. They have these beauty contests for camels over in Saudi Arabia, okay, where the judges judge and rate the camels based on the size of their lips, cheeks, heads, and knees. So those are the 4 requirements for the camel contest, right? Now, this camel contest, it's big throughout in Saudi Arabia, I guess, because the prize value is 213 million rials, or however they say it, but it equates over to
Rials?
$57 million.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
For having the
American
best
money?
looking camel.
Yeah, if you win all of them, because I guess there's different stages to the contest.
Okay.
There's like whatever the walk, and then there's the look, and then there's
The swimsuit.
the spit. I don't know if they spit, but don't camels spit? So-
Legend has it. I don't know. I've never.
The
I
distance-
have ridden a camel back at what was then the Knickerbocker Arena when I was like 4 years old. Before it was the Pepsi Arena. Before it was the Times Union Center.
Interesting.
I was very young, but I've ridden a camel before. Thank you for bringing up that pleasant childhood memory.
You're welcome. And, well, anyways, to go with this, a dozen camels have been disqualified from this year's Saudi's Camel Beauty Contest.
What did they
because
do?
Their handlers used Botox to make them more handsome, to make those lips pop out, to make those cheeks pop, to make their heads pop,
Expand.
to make their knees more knee.
Performance enhancing drugs at a camel competition. That's I can handle somebody cheating on their girlfriend publicly. I can handle 2 somebodies cheating on their girlfriend publicly. I'm talking about Alex Paul and Offset. But I draw the line at performance enhancing drugs in a camel beauty contest. That is just morally reprehensible.
Now, I want to know who was the judge. I was like, these camels look prettier than usual.
Yeah, and they poke and it's, this is a little more
What's
squishy
going
than it
on
should
over
be.
here?
But
I understand why they're doing it for $57 million for a freaking camel contest.
Oh,
like,
do you
damn.
think that they speak with Middle American hick accents like that? Let's check out these camels over here.
damn, you're sure
Oh,
pretty
the
over here,
judges in the
camel.
camel contest in Saudi Arabia.
I ain't never seen no camel look that good before. Yeah, so you should take that with you and tell your friends all about it. And now it's time to stay woke, and I forgot to send Jake a message. And I don't know if Jake's over there, so if Jake is over there and he hears us, he could come over. But I guess we'll just get into it.
Yeah, I mean, we
without
can
him
tell
here,
the story
because
without him.
by the time he gets here, it'll be over. So Jake was telling us how he was out with a couple of his friends, right? And they were going, and one of his buddies, they needed to go get
some vape juice.
some vape juice, right?
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, some juice, brah. So they go to the store to go get this vape juice. And then while they're there, they're like, oh, what flavor do you need? Because I guess there's like 500 different flavors. And dude's like, oh, I need flavor boring. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we have 4 different boring flavors. So then he eventually chooses which one he needs and then picks out the size and I guess the
You gotta go through flavor, you gotta go through size of flavor, you gotta go through level of nicotine, and you gotta find, I guess, a little canister that fits inside of your little vape pen. All right, and this is all in an effort to quit smoking. We gotta kick it off with that. That's important.
Yeah, oh yeah,
he wants to quit smoking.
So that's why he's vaping.
Because when you vape, you can like drop down the levels of nicotine. You can until you're off of it. So he goes through this entire rigorous process, figures out all exactly what he needs to get. He buys it, and then finally, when he goes to put the juice inside the pen, the juice dispenser doesn't fit inside the hole of the pen, so he can't actually get it in. And Jake was telling us a story that the guy is like, you know what? This is so much trouble. I'm just gonna go back to smoking. So we cracked the case here.
Right.
Vaping is not a viable alternative to smoking. Vaping was created by Big Tobacco so that they could pretend like it's a viable alternative to smoking, to get people to start vaping so that they get so frustrated that they go back to smoking. And it makes perfect sense. Think about it, because what did we have before vapes? We had like nicotine gum, nicotine patches. And why are those not so popular anymore? Because of vapes.
Right.
But those were doing their job and getting people to quit smoking. So now with vaping, it's like, it seems more like smoking is better than chewing gum. It's better than putting a patch on. I'm going to try that. But then it gets to be so frustrating, they just go back to cigarettes, which is why Big Tobacco was behind it from the start. I'm not just saying that they're taking advantage of vaping. I'm saying Big Tobacco created vaping.
You want to know the easiest way to quit smoking? To quit!
Stop putting the cigarettes in your mouth and sucking on them.
And this is coming from somebody that used to smoke. I'm
I
not
never
afraid
smoked,
to admit it at all. I smoked for like 10 years. I started smoking when I was super young, which I'm not saying smoke.
But you're a survivor.
I'm
That's
a
what saying.
survivor.
You've done it, so
right?
that's...
I started smoking when I was really young, and then I smoked for about probably 10 years, right? Then one day I was like, man, this tastes like poo-poo. So I threw the cigarette, and I took the cigarette pack and I crumpled it up and I threw it in the garbage. And you know what? I haven't smoked a cigarette since that day. Years ago.
I wish our live cubicle audience was
Right?
here, because... There we go. There's another one.
I didn't need to go to no
vaping
vaping or anything like that. Well, not everybody can do that.
Not
and I
everybody's
know
as strong as you are.
It was
but
very mental.
Yeah.
Very
And I've
mental.
never smoked anything at all, so I can't really weigh in on it, other than the fact that I know the Big Tobacco is slimy.
So make sure you keep that in mind when you're going out there. Just know that the whole vape thing is most likely the Big Tobacco company trying to trick you into
It's a trap.
quitting. But I do really hope that you quit and do whatever you got to do to get yourself off of them cigarettos. Because they're not healthy, I hear.
Word on the street.
All right, so with that being said, that's it for today's show. We'll be back at it tomorrow, but you can catch us live on Facebook Monday through Thursday at 10:30 Eastern Time.
Because that's the only time zone that matters.
One. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show! That's what I'm talking about, boy! Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah? Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah! Bill Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill Scott Cubicle Show. It's the Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show. Cubicle Show! Not a rectangle show. Not a triangle show. Not a pyramid show. It's a cubicle show! Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah? Bill Scott Cubicle Show. Yeah! Cubicle Show. We just got one. Boy!